Hello and thank you for downloading this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. Before we start the show tonight, we wanted to give everybody a word of warning that each episode produced by Movie Guys Podcast is for a mature audience. You have been warned. Also, all of our reviews are spoiler filled. So if you have not seen the film that we're going to talk about tonight, turn off the show and come back when you're ready to listen. Thank you so much for downloading, and we hope you enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another awesome episode of Movie Guys Podcast. And also, happy late 4th of July. We are fresh from our week off from my favorite holiday of the American calendar. And I'm excited to talk about Spider-Man Far From Home, a title that was spoiled a year ago because Tom Holland is famous for not keeping his mouth shut. I am Jordan, and I'm joined here, like always, with Eric and Ed. Eric, how are you doing tonight?
I'm actually really excited to talk about this movie. There's a lot. I'm a big fan. A lot happened in this movie. I can't wait to talk about this movie. This is going to be a good one. I'm really excited for it. What about you, Ed? I know you're a fan of Spider-Man too, right?
I am, but honestly, I sort of droned out at this movie.
That was good. That was real good.
And he's back.
Yeah, that was a real good one.
Yeah, I know it's a lot better than your chopped Child's Play one. That was way better. Good job.
I thought a lot about it. Not really.
You did. So Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Far From Home, right?
Spider-Man,
a movie that I was really excited to see this movie. The title's interesting. Tom Holland was on Stephen Colbert a year ago. He said he was filming the next Spider-Man movie, and he let it slip. It was called Far From Home. What do you guys think of the title of this? You got Spider-Man Homecoming, which is a weird title, and then you get Spider-Man Far From Home. What do we think of these titles, Eric?
They work for me. They don't really say much as far as Homecoming. I think it just means that it's just Spider-Man's back home, and that's just their introduction. It's almost like throwing a bunch of their shade, like a web-slinging shade at the whole at Sony, almost, right? Mm-hmm. But
okay.
I did notice in this movie when it started, the first thing that you saw when this movie started was a big old Sony, just a big old Sony logo right there. And then they did Sony logo, and then Paramount Pictures, and I think another Sony, and then they rolled into movie. They did a little bit of the intro type thing there, and then they went into the big Marvel grand intro thing too. So I think it's just fun to see the movie Titans flex in a movie like this.
The thing that we complained about the most about the Avengers movie was the hour-long ending tribute to all the Avengers who died, and they continued it at the beginning of this movie.
They did a good job with this. The way that because they brought back the same character who's in more of this movie, way more of this movie now, right? What the hell's her name? Brenda.
Brenda's got a baby.
Betty Brant. As the doing the school news type of thing. I think that was clever. I like that. They explained the blip. I think that was the big part that everyone kind of wanted. We got this explanation of what the blip was and how everything just happened, right? So the 5 years just went on, and everyone just picked up right where you left off, right? That's just basically how the blip goes.
Yeah.
And
Question though on that. I'm going to interrupt you. In between Infinity War and Endgame, when that whole thing happened, it's 5 years, right?
5 years.
That's how long everything was until they killed Thanos. 5 years. So in real timeline, Peter Parker and MJ will all have been graduated from high school at this point, but because I'm assuming Mary Jane and Ned and all of their classmates, they were all snapped. They were all blipped too, right?
Yes.
They're all snapped.
So when they come back from the blip, now they're all juniors again, essentially. Like they're just like, hey, welcome back. You're now juniors. That's what they're doing.
they had to repeat their tests. They had to start over.
Oh.
Yeah, they made fun of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
that's
little
what-
joke.
yeah.
So basically, yeah, they're basically just picking up right where they left off, basically from Homecoming. And I'm again really cool with that. Listen, Tom Holland, I'll say it 1,000 times, is the fucking best casting for this. Just having a kid as this role is fucking so perfect. So that's I don't know.
Question.
I loved it. I'm so much.
Does that make you feel old that you call him a kid? Because he can drink beer. He's 21. And I feel old when I call this guy a kid.
He's close. He looks closer. I mean, to a 16-year-old Peter Parker than
He does.
Mm-hmm. Is
So-
the one thing I will
Right.
say I missed
Um,
is when they first introduced him, his voice sort of cracked in Civil War.
Yeah.
That's gone now. That's gone. He's a grown man now.
Yeah, he's
it
drinking
just
beer.
works.
He's good now.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah, I
it's
mean, I
fun.
saw him on,
So, what
on
about
the Graham Norton show. Him and Jake Gyllenhaal were on with Tom Hanks and oh god, who
Gwyneth
played
Paltrow.
Piper? Gwyneth Paltrow. He's actually absolutely fantastic in real life, and his British accent is perfect, except for the fact that he plays a New York kid in Spider-Man. But like, he was great. He's a well. I mean, okay. His natural accent. I'm sorry. His American accent is great for this movie.
Yes.
Sorry, I spoke.
There you go.
Yes. Yeah.
So a little behind the scenes here, guys. I was one of the people that were griping. So Homecoming comes out. Spider-Man is still owned by Sony. Okay, still to this point today.
Yes.
So after the success of Homecoming, Sony says, "Guess what? 4th of July weekend, 2019, we are doing Spider-Man 2. We don't give a fuck what you say, Marvel, because Endgame came out only 2 months ago. It's only been 2 months. It's very strange to have Endgame and then this movie just a few months later. Sony said, we don't care about Endgame. You're releasing it here, which means that Spider-Man Far From Home's trailer was out before Endgame's. So my theory was, is this going to be a prequel?
Okay.
Endgame. You know what I mean? It
I
wasn't.
What you mean?
What do you guys
that
think of that?
Spider-Man would have been a prequel because of Endgame because he was.
Well, yeah.
snapped?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm sorry. A prequel to Infinity War, because the beginning of Infinity War, Spider-Man and all of his friends are on a bus going back to the city.
You know, but at the same part, I mean, I would argue that again, yeah, everyone already kind of knew what the ending was going to be. At least everyone. I mean, the story was already out there. They've already done the story. You know, it's in the comics. So to me,
Yeah.
it's like telling you that I hate to say it, but the Titanic will sink at the end of that movie. Don't want to spoil that one.
I just
for
didn't
you.
know, like, I was just curious if you guys were like, oh, did you guys think, because the trailers, did you guys think this was going to be a prequel before? Or did you guys think this was going to actually follow Endgame?
No,
I mean, yeah. I mean,
that was gonna
honestly,
follow.
yeah. They're not real good at hiding the timeline anymore. So the internet leaks shit, ruins stuff for everybody. So yeah, I mean, I figured it was going to be a sequel.
I'll tell you one thing though. I was very surprised by this movie is that because they introduced Mysterio as someone from one of the multiverses, one of the other realities.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was all about this. I was about to get ready to go into the multiverse here, man. You know, so we can get like some Spider Wars shit, or I don't know, something crazy would be fucking. Spider Wars would be so dope. But like, you know,
We went into the Spider-Verse.
yeah, let's get deep. You know, let's see how it
Yeah.
goes. But the way that it ended like this, I think they're building up to a Sinister Six.
Oh, absolutely. Will. Because remember, no, Eric, you're 100% right. I actually read that. That was going to be my big thing I was going to tell you guys. But remember in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, they had that shot of all the Sinister Six costumes, you know, like Dr. Octopus's arms, and he had Rhino and shit, all that stuff. Sony said they're going to do a Sinister Six. It's going to happen come hell, come high water. It's going to happen. So you're right. I guess they're looking at doing Spider-Man 3 as a Sinister Six. They don't want to add, you know, guys, like back in the day in the 80s and 90s, we had our superhero movie and we had the flavor of the month of the villain. Oh,
Yeah.
this movie, it's the Joker. This movie, it's the Penguin.
Yeah.
They don't want to do that for Spider-Man 3. They want to do the Sinister Six. Just introduce them all right there. That's what they're planning on doing.
I'm telling you right now, man. I feel like they've done this before with their other movies where they just try to throw fucking all these villains into this shit,
Mhm.
and it doesn't work, and it really fucking sucks. And I was gonna ask you though, real quick, because in the making of this Far From Home, are we able to? I mean, who had creative control of this? This is Marvel making the movie, but Sony was just like
Sony.
Sony made this movie.
Sony gave it back. Sony gave them the ability to tell the story they wanted to tell, but Sony still owns the rights.
Yeah, no, I get
Yes,
that, but
yes,
in the actual like making and creative control of the movie, because this had a Marvel Studios tag on it, so that means it's legit. It's from Marvel Studios, so they had to have some sort of creative control over this. I can tell at least in that part because it's played very much like all the other Marvel movies, where it's fun. That's what superheroes should be. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of cute comedy. The comedy in this is just great. I really do like the comedy.
Yes.
You can tell that everyone just kind of bounces off each other really, really well. I really do enjoy that. It really shows on camera. But yeah, so like Marvel Studios made this movie, right? And then they just like gave it to Dad. Is that what happened?
Yeah. Well, to the best of my knowledge, I mean, Jordan knows more about this than I do, but to the best of my knowledge, Sony literally owns the rights to most Spider-Man characters, specifically Spider-Man, but owns the rights to most film versions of Spider-Man. And they have to partner with them as much as Sony will allow, but they let Marvel tell the story they wanted to tell, and I would almost guarantee that Sony owns the paychecks.
Oh,
That's
sure.
what I was going to say. That's my short answer.
Is that what it is? I'm sure that because I don't know. I'm not trying to ask like where the contracts are going or who's under whose dollar or anything like that. Because I'm very aware that like they obviously have some sort of agreement where they're both taking in sales here too. But at the same part, like I don't think Marvel's gonna care too much because I would imagine I think I read this somewhere that they own all the merch rights, right? Is that because they can put it? They can put it.
That's a good deal.
Because they don't have to put. As long as they don't put the logo or the Spider-Man or something on it, then they own the character because they own the design or something like that.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Sony owns the film rights to Spider-Man, but Marvel owns the rights specifically to everything related to everything else.
Yeah,
and Sony owns the likeness of most of the bad guys.
So
not all.
Speaking
but
of bad guys.
Yeah.
Speaking of bad guys,
I know what you're gonna ask.
Which does put a damper. Hang on. Which does put a damper on your Sinister Six thing, because I'm pretty sure that Marvel owns like Electro. I don't remember all the. I'm just go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't add to the conversation.
Well, I think that we might get different because so far. I'm sorry. Just real quick, Jordan. I'm sorry because so far we've been only introduced to 3 Spider-Man villains: Mysterio, Vulture, and Scorpion, who was hinted at the end of Homecoming.
You're missing one more.
Go ahead.
Shocker, black guy in Homecoming.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, you're right. So there you go. They could do a different Sinister Six.
They are.
I mean, I guess you could. I mean, like Mysterio was in there, Sandman. Yeah, I mean, they talked about Vulture. They didn't talk about Kraven the Hunter. But yeah, Electro. I mean, I don't know.
Although it's going to be hard to do it without Doc Ock, man. Like you're really,
yeah.
A Sinister Six. What they're talking about is Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Venom. They're talking Carnage. They're talking Kraven the Hunter. And then the one guy is now, from what I've been reading, there's conflicting reports, but it's either Rhino or it's going to be this like vampire guy.
Jesus, dude, fuck Sony, man. Stop doing so many goddamn fucking villains, Sony. You don't need to. They're just like, how many do the Spider-Man 3 had 3 villains, right?
Yeah. 4?
Yeah.
No,
4?
was it 4? Was it? Well, let's see. Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire had Venom. It had Sandman. And, well, I mean, Demi-Goblin. So, yeah.
So
3.
real quick.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine, I don't want to go too far into details, but because Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man, Marvel and Sony's agreement was that Marvel will lose the rights to Spider-Man if Far From Home doesn't hit $1 billion.
Fucking wait, what?
Okay, so Sony regains full control of the franchise, and Tom Holland's Peter Parker may no longer be part of the MCU if the movie doesn't make $1 billion at the box office. I'm paraphrasing the article, but a friend of ours, a friend of the show, I won't divulge his name, but he knows who he is, he sent me this because we're talking about what we're talking about.
That's ridiculous.
What's the story?
Yeah, this article is from movieweb.com. So, I mean, it's legit enough, but not like the most legit in the world. But yeah, from what this article is saying, is that Sony cut a deal with Marvel Studios back in 2015 that allowed, quote, Spidey to appear in the MCU. Precise details of the contract were never fully revealed. Very complex. However, if it doesn't make $1 billion at the box office, Marvel Studios would get to oversee a third Spider-Man movie, but not, quote, full control, quote, full control will revert back to Sony, unquote.
Interesting. Well, it says here the movie is already grossed around 608 million worldwide. So was that $1 billion worldwide? I mean, there's no way in hell it's going to do it domestic.
You know, I don't know. At the time of writing of this article, it said 577 worldwide in its first week. But I don't want to. I don't want to read the article in full detail while we're live on the air. But I do appreciate him sending this to me because it gives.
No, I like that. I'm rooting for it. Then appreciate the article because that's adds some competitiveness to it. You know.
Really.
But I hope it does. Like I hope it hits. Usually sequels to movies don't do so well. But I mean, Spider-Man is a very very popular hero, and I think people wanted to see. And Jake Gyllenhaal looks good too.
Yeah, so Jake Gyllenhaal, Mysterio. This is one of the villains I wanted to talk about because one of the cool things that I love about these two Spider movies, Homecoming and Far From Home, I don't know if you guys agree with me on this, is that they're giving us villains that we don't always get. It's fun. It's good because when you get Batman, you always get the Joker and Penguin and Catwoman, right? With Spider-Man, you're always going to get Doc Ock. You're always going to get Green Goblin. Right now, in Tom Holland's universe, Green Goblin doesn't exist yet. So this is nice. And I like Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. When they said Mysterio was going to be in the movie, of course, they lied in the trailers and said that he was going to be, a hero, which we all, if you read a Spider-Man comic in your life, that Mysterio is going to be the bad guy. That was not a shocker.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry to the 12-year-olds who thought that Mysterio was going to be a good guy.
A friend of mine who's not versed in the comics saw this movie before I did. And he's like, I don't really want to give anything away, but like, there's like a twist in the middle of the movie. And I said, let me guess, Mysterio is the bad guy. He goes, what? I said, bro, have you ever fucking read a comic in your life? And he's like, what? I mean, I've read some. And it's like, no, man. Like, listen, trust me. I'm not the most knowledgeable in the world. I'm no fucking Kevin Smith. But I know Spider-Man relatively well. So, I
was really happy that we get, again, another different villain. We get Vulture in the last movie. Great actor with Michael Keegan playing him. Now we got Jake Gyllenhaal playing Mysterio. What do you guys feel of Mysterio? Do you feel that this is a good second movie villain, or do you guys want a Doc Ock instead of him? Do you guys want a Green Goblin, or is Mysterio a good choice for this movie?
This was a perfect choice for this movie because it ups the ante, not just because from a villain standpoint, which needs to happen because we're left with this absence of Iron Man and Captain America, and they did the whole Memoriam Vision is gone too, and so like that, which was really cool, and we're setting up for Peter Parker, Spider-Man, to be the new leader. It was Tony Stark chosen. He gave him Edith, right? I mean, which is a pretty cool acronym, by the way. Even dead, I'm the hero.
Yeah.
But it's perfect. So we have this expectation that's set up now. So because of that, we're getting a big villain now. We're getting a big baddie, and someone who's who better do it than the trusting and loving eyes of Jake Gyllenhaal. I liked Mysterio a lot. I thought it was good. He was driven. He was a focused character. He knew what he needed to do. He sought out. It was planned. It was methodical. I enjoyed him as a villain. So I'm hoping that we get to see more. Do you guys? By the way, do you think he's dead, or do you think he'll come back? Like that's another part.
No
too?
Body, no death, right?
Yeah,
no body, no death. That's rules.
Well, I mean,
comic book
there was a
rules.
body. He kind of died right in front of Tom Holland. He died right in front of
Comic book rules state that it doesn't matter as long as you're not decapitated, and even still, you could come back. As long as you're not decapitated, you ain't dead.
We'll see.
I mean, it is Mysterio.
Yeah, I was thinking it might be an illusion, but then Peter Tingle maybe didn't get all the way. But
look, to answer the question, by the way, I just want to go back for just a moment. I don't know that we were ready for Mysterio in this storyline yet.
Oh, interesting point.
And here's why. I mean, because Mysterio is so integral to other things. Like, the only people who know Mysterio is a bad guy are Spider-Man and the comic book readers, right? Like, when you're reading the comic books that everybody knows Doc Ock's a bad guy. Everybody knows Electro's a bad guy. Everybody knows Sandman's a bad guy. And Mysterio is so integral to other shit in the world that, like, they haven't done enough with him in the background. Mysterio, not quite Kingpin or Lex Luthor when you're talking about Spider-Man, or excuse me, Superman. Not quite Lex Luthor in Superman or Kingpin in Spider-Man, but is like the consigliere. Like, he's like the next step down. So I don't know that we've got enough background yet. Again, I love the choice for this movie, but for the whole MCU, I don't know that we have enough yet.
I think I'll add to yours. I think that he was the right hero because they really want to push they're always everything that they're making now. Marvel Studios is planned for the world. They seem to be always 4 steps ahead, or a few web slings in front of us here. And the way that they're doing this, I think that we knew that Spider-Man is still he's still a kid, still going to school. He's trying to get away from all this. He doesn't want this. He wants to enjoy being a kid. That's just that's a big part of this movie too. But with great responsibility or great power comes responsibility, right?
Uncle Ben's rice, yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, his briefcase had Uncle Ben's initials on it. Did you guys see that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's reported a lot. Where the fuck was I going with this? Oh, but Mysterio is a fucking is a baddie, dude, and he beats Spider-Man almost effortlessly. Just traps him in an illusion type thing. And the only way that Spider-Man was able to beat him is because he got the jump on him because he thought Spider-Man was dead. Spider-Man got a surprise attack and an upper hand, and enough to where he was able to beat Mysterio, and he's also got the Peter Tingle back. That was a big part too, and that's a good thing that we need to highlight because that wasn't really highlighted in the other movies. The Spider Sense is a huge thing. That's the one power I think out of all Spider-Man's powers that I would want probably the most is the Spider Sense.
Real quick,
is so dope.
Not to interrupt, same fan, same friend, just sent me a list of who owns who. Sony shares Spider-Man, Jonah Jameson, Shocker, Mary Jane, Aunt May, and Vulture. But Sony exclusively owns the rights to Sandman, Carnage, Lizard, Venom, Rhino, Kraven, Mysterio, Doc Ock, Gwen Stacy, Green Goblin, Electro, Black Cat, Silver Sable, just name a couple. So
Damn, all right.
that's kind of why we get what we get.
A lot of those villains, then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I agree with both of you guys. I mean, I knew they were going to do a Spider-Man 2, and I was saying to myself, please don't be the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and give me Green Goblin. I don't want Green Goblin. We've had him twice now. Don't give me Goblin. Give me Hobgoblin. Fine, but don't give me Green Goblin. Shit.
Give me the ass.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh,
but to give.
Oh, I interrupted. You go ahead, and because mine was just this small.
But since they introduced Mysterio, I was hook, line, and sinker. What I found interesting going into this movie was this is the first time that Spider-Man in movie form has gone overseas. Did this movie need to go to Europe? Because this is like Spider-Man's Euro trip, if you guys remember that movie.
If you want to sit down and hang out and go to the Eastwood Mall all summer, you're more than welcome to.
Right. Why Europe? Why couldn't he stay in New York? Does this movie need to go?
Yes, it did. It absolutely did. Because if he stayed in New York, he would still be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And this movie was about him growing. He's not your neighbor. He's going into the next level. You know, he's doing right. He owns Edith, dude. Like he is the next leader, hands down. That's what he's being groomed for. It's take the training wheels off. Let's go.
Well, I wonder if Hawkeye's pissed about that. I just find it interesting because you brought up a very good point, and thank you for that because I never think about that before. But when I was watching the movie, I was like, does this need to go to Europe? I mean, it was just interesting that they took him out of New York because Batman, Gotham, right? It's kind of the same world. So I was interested to see how they go with this.
The only thing I'll add to that, Jordan. The only thing I'll add to that, Jordan, is real quick. Is the only thing I disagree about him going to Europe is that Peter Parker is supposed to have been poor as a kid, and no poor New York high school has the money to go to Europe for an extended period of time.
It's 2019. Times have changed. They probably do now. I'm just saying.
Who knows? Well, they got money. Obviously, Tony Stark and Pepper Potts and all them making quite big contributions to Parker family.
They are.
So,
Peter Parker might have something, but that doesn't mean the school does unless he made a giant donation to the school.
Well, it's a private school, so he probably. Is this one a private school? Is he?
No, Peter Parker goes to public school.
Oh, he goes to public school. Well, whatever. Maybe
it's a straight public.
It was a field trip to Europe with I took field trips when I was a kid.
So in the original Spider-Man 2 with Kirsten Dunst and Tobey Maguire, MJ in that movie finds out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And she even says the famous line at the end of that movie, "Go get him, Tiger." In the second of the MCU universe of Spider-Man, MJ in the middle, towards the end somewhere, says that she knows that he is Spider-Man. Do we like MJ? Do we like this actress? And does she need to know that he is Spider-Man right now? What do we feel about MJ in this?
You want me to go first? I like Zendaya as MJ a lot. I like her a lot. She's confident. She's smarter than you, and I just like that. She's there's I don't know. There's something I just like her as she's independent.
And you know what? While not necessarily traditional MJ, I'm perfectly fine with their casting choice. She's a great actress. She's beautiful. And she plays that part extremely well. I mean, MJ is her in a nutshell. And Eric, you nailed it. I mean, she's smart. She's extremely witty. She knows more than she knows more than you know she knows, and she only tells you what she needs to tell you at any given moment. So, yeah, I mean, she's perfect for this.
She tells that she figured out that she's Spider-Man.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, I knew from a long time ago. And he's like, wait a minute, you've been watching me? And she goes, no, I mean, I haven't been watching you, but like, I kind of have been because I kind of want to bone you, but I'm not going to tell you that.
Nice. One of the things I found interesting about this MJ is I'm going to change the subject because I just lost my fucking point.
Good for you.
Wow. So,
good, great.
Yeah.
She's that good, right?
I just lost my fucking point.
Just thinking about Zendaya as the MJ, you had to do a reset. I get it, man. She's
I just had to do it. Fuck, I had a good fucking point.
I liked her. I liked
Ned. Kind of like Ned.
Ned and Betty, their relationship was hilarious. This whole thing, was great. Well, I'm curious to see how that's going to go because. Doing a quick refresher here, Ned dies in the comics, and then Betty becomes a journalist for the.
Yep. We ain't there yet. We're not.
Hey,
we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Dark Time Sinister Six gonna kill Ned off.
Out of us three, who's the guy in the chair? I'm gonna vote for Eric.
I'm not Spider-Man. Oh.
No, man, you're the guy in the chair, dude.
Guy in the chair.
That's fine. You know. I've
always wanted to be.
Ed, what do you say?
Ever since the first season of Saved by the Bell, that's all I wanted to be.
Yeah. Eric, 100% is Eric. You're Oracle with a penis.
Yeah.
You're the dude in the chair. I mean, you're like the perfect behind the scenes guy who knows everything there is to know, who helps the hero from behind the scenes. But you're really the true hero, Eric.
I'm just here to help, boys. I'm just doing my part.
Yeah.
Just.
Your name might be second on the sign for partnership, but truly you're the one who puts in all the work.
I mean, yeah, you could have been. I feels like you're just calling me Scottie Pippen right now and trying to make it seem like it's better than being called Michael Jordan.
At least you're not Dennis Rodman. At least you're not Rodman, because I'm Rodman. Where's fucking Madonna?
Does that make me Michael Jordan? I mean,
does that make me Bill Laimbeer?
Laimbeer was on the Pistons.
Wow.
Anyway.
Well, he lived in Detroit.
He was the bad boy with Dennis Rodman.
All right, all right, Isaiah.
They won 2 championships together, back to back.
Yeah, until they ran into Michael.
Yeah,
be honest. Okay.
No, the Jordan rules. Fuck you. So,
just because you were named after the fucker doesn't make you special.
I was not named after the motherfucker. Did we get Sandman as one of the elements?
I think that makes your horse.
Was that Sandman?
No, that was no. That's not what that was. That's not what that was.
No, there was Sandman and not necessarily, but it was close enough to it, and Hydro Man.
Okay, I was curious because what about Spider-Man Homecoming was they gave us Shocker without giving us Shocker, if you guys kind of get what I'm saying here.
Well, with those elements, I
mean, they just kind of
Sandman and Hydro Man.
That's what I'm saying is that, so in Homecoming, they gave us Shocker, but it was very subtle, and it wasn't really Shocker, but it was. So when we saw Sandman in this one, I'm like, that's Sandman, and that's Hydro Man. They're giving us these smaller characters in this movie. I guarantee you that was fucking Sandman. Guarantee it.
I wonder if Sony was just like, we gotta have 6 fucking villains in this. Put the elements in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute.
So
were there 6? No, there was just
Mysterio
and the 4 elements.
They didn't show all of them.
All right, because I was saying if there was
all 3.
Well, I mean, because you could say technically there was 5 then, but I'm just saying that would have been fun if there was 6 villains in this movie. Then that might have been a little Easter egg to say that Looming is. I guess you could say
what we should have had. You know who we should have had as the bad guy in this movie?
Who's that?
Captain Planet, because he had Earth, wind, fire. You were lacking heart.
Well, but first off, he's not a villain. Captain Planet, he's the hero.
Yeah, he's the hero.
He's gonna bring pollution down to 0.
Thank you.
There we go.
Just setting it up. Just doing my part, boys. My guy in the chair. Just helping you. Just throwing it up for you.
Hashtag Al Gore before he was famous.
Wow. I remember what I was going to say, and it kind of defeats the point. But if anybody who's listening goes to our archives on movieguyspodcast.com, we spend majority of the movie Spider-Man Homecoming just going, what? She's MJ? Like, that's one of the things I forgot that I was going to say, because that was such a great reveal when she became MJ. Refresh my memory. When did Aunt May know that Peter Parker was Spider-Man?
The end of the first movie. Endgame? Yeah, the end of the end of the first movie.
Homecoming.
Homecoming. Where she goes, like he's in his bedroom, and she goes, "What the fuck?" And just like it cut.
Okay, that's what it is. The last thing I want to talk about before we get into popcorn ratings is the suits in this movie. In the beginning of the movie, he's at that fucking conference, and he's in like some metallic suit, and he doesn't have a mask. It's like those
suit.
Mask kind of thing. It's really cool. I didn't think I would like these Spider-Man suits. I'm more of a fan of the traditional Spider-Man suits, but these are fucking fun. I really enjoy these Spider-Man suits in this because he was all black later on and
Night Monkey. I like there's the part when Happy picks him up on the plane to go for the final fight at the London Bridge, and you have this moment where Peter Parker is trying to pick out or customize a new spider suit for him, which that suit looked pretty dope, by the way, the red and black. I like that one a lot. But he had that moment where he picked up the glove, kind of like Tony Stark did, you know. In the first Iron Man movie, and
Happy had that little boner.
Yeah, well, because it's cute. That it gets another passing of the crown type of thing right there. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, that moment was important because it shows that he is kind of naturally for this role, and maybe it will work out. You know, that maybe that this is the right choice, or we get to see what Tony Stark saw in him. So I enjoyed that a lot. I also want to say that there's a part at the mid-credits scene where Spider-Man's swinging through the shit, and he swings through what used to be the Avengers building, and now it's something else. And a lot of people are saying that
it's Oscorp. It's fucking Oscorp. We know it. It's Oscorp.
Nice.
You know, here's. I mean, Jordan, you might have one more thing to add after this, but before we get into the popcorn rating, now that we're 2 movies into this Spider-Man, I want to know and I'll have my answer for the 2 of you. Which first 2 movies do you prefer? Do you like the Sony Spider-Man 1 and 2, the Sam Raimi? Do you like the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, or do you like this version better? Forget about the tie-ins to the MCU. Okay.
Oh God.
I'm talking Spider-Man 1 and 2, Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst. Social Network, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, or this Spider-Man 1 and 2?
Eric, can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck. I'm gonna say the Amazing 2 movies are my favorite.
Okay.
I know that's not very popular, but Tobey Maguire was so nerdy and such a good Peter Parker, but a terrible Spider-Man. Tom Holland, I feel, is a better Spider-Man more so than a Peter Parker. But what I liked about the Andrew Garfield movies was those movies were towards the end of Nolan verse of comic books, if you get what I'm trying to say there. And they were tinkering on let's be ridiculous, but let's be serious. And I kind of liked what they were doing. I really loved what they did with Green Goblin and Amazing Spider-Man 2. I thought that was an interesting take. And they killed Gwen Stacy the way that she died in the comics pretty much. So it was, how about this? I liked Andrew Garfield's more because it was a darker, more serious Spider-Man. And I can roll with that. Eric, what about you? I'm going to say you're Tobey Maguire. No, you're not. You're Tom Holland. You're Tom Holland.
It's tough because I agree that I really liked Andrew Garfield as the Amazing Spider-Man. I really liked that movie, and I was blown away because I was about to go in there and I was ready to hate. I was ready to hate
Mhm.
real hard, and I as the movie kept on going, I was just like, hey, this is actually pretty good. I actually am having a good time with this. I did not like the second Amazing Spider-Man. That being said, the other part is that the first Spider-Man, I don't like Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker Spider-Man at all. This first movie was okay, sure, I was on board with it. I really liked that second one, Spider-Man 2, only because Doc
Mhm.
Ock is a fucking badass. And that was just
Mhm.
perfect the way they did all that. It was awesome. I liked it. But again, Sam Raimi's version is a little bit too well, as is to say Tim Burton is the Batman. It's a little more colorful,
Nice.
theatrical. You know what I
Nice.
mean? You could tell that maybe he
That's good,
skimmed
Eric.
through. Yeah. Uh,
That's
I
good.
I like the Tom Holland ones. Just I feel that this is the Spider-Man that I had first cemented into my introduction. I mean, this is who I want. I want like kind of still growing up in high school. Peter Parker. I like that is this kid, and there's so much shit just being thrown at him, and he's just like, dude, I don't want any of this. And it's like you don't have a choice. This is life coming at you, dude, real quick. You gotta fucking just weasel your way through it. It's one way or another. Find a way out. I just like the way the casting just works. I like the Tom Holland Spider-Man absolutely hands down.
So while I agree with you,
All
Eric,
right.
that
Cool.
this generation, the MCU version of Spider-Man, is the most like the comics, my favorite film version is the Sam Raimi Tobey Maguire version. It was realistically, it was the first of its kind. It was really the big first superhero movie outside of Superman. They had some Batman things here and there, but the reason why you dislike it so much, the comparison is actually one of the things I was going to make as to why I liked it so much, was the Sam Raimi version was similar to the Tim Burton versions of Batman, which is why I liked it. Forget about the whole, Batman, or excuse me, I'm sorry, not forget about it. Batman, from a comic book perspective, is extremely campy.
Yeah.
It's dark, but it's campy. And Spider-Man is not necessarily campy, but it's very stereotypical comic book. Like he's a teenager who just sort of talks a lot of shit. And that's kind of, although that's comic book wise what Tom Holland is, from a film perspective, the epicness of what was the Sam Raimi, Kirsten Dunst, Tobey Maguire version. Again, that's why I said 1 and 2, not 3. That's my favorite version. And I could watch either 1 or 2 at any given point in time. But for these versions, these most recent versions, you have to have watched everything else to get what's going on. And that's kind of, to me, why from a film perspective, I prefer 1 and 2 from Sam Raimi as opposed to these ones, because there's so much other shit going on that you have to have been involved with to get it.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. I mean, like,
I still go with
that
casting.
Green Goblin costume, though. That
You say
Green
the
Goblin
costume. I
costume.
still think it's just casting. I didn't like Tobey Maguire I didn't like Kirsten Dunst as MJ. I thought James Franco as Oswald. That just seemed a little.
Norman, yeah.
Well, and you know what? Here's the thing with that. I mean, James Franco is an extremely underrated actor. But that was my next point. Is Willem Dafoe? Willem Dafoe is such a fantastic actor, and the guy his name's escaping me, who played Doc Ock, he's a classic Broadway actor. I can't remember his name.
Hey, also, J.K. Simmons is J. Jameson. Like that's
yeah, well, yeah. They did that. Yes, that. There you go. Thank you so much. The fact that they brought him back over is case in point as to why those films are so iconic. But yeah, the scene where Peter Parker in 2, Sam Raimi 2, realizes that Doc Ock is who he is when he blows up that clock or whatever the fuck he is, and like he's falling. That like the Doc Ock beats him at all levels, at all points throughout that whole movie until the very end. which is the perfect superhero movie for me, is when you're just beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten and 10 times over, and then you just find that little bit left that you have as a superhero that the villain doesn't have because he's cocky. That's what the superheroes are. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of...
So, one more thing before we get to the popcorn rating. This is very quick. I found this out today, and since we're talking about the old Spider-Man, so I thought you guys might find this interesting, kind of full circle here. So after the first Spider-Man movie in 2002 with Tobey Maguire, he made Seabiscuit. He fell off a horse and he hurt his back. He was not going to come back. Kirsten Dunst at the time was in a romantic relationship with who? Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal signed a contract and he was going to take over. They were going to Val Kilmer him, and he was going to be the new Spider-Man. But Tobey Maguire decided to come back. Now Jake Gyllenhaal is back as a villain. That's just a nice little fun full circle there for Mr. Gyllenhaal.
And yes, and while and that's actually a great story. That's very... It sounds something Entourage-like, to be honest with you.
Right.
But it's awesome.
So, popcorn rating here for Spider-Man Far From Home. Eric, what is going to be your popcorn rating for Spider-Man Far From Home?
I really like this movie. There's no secret. I think it played kind of the same tones as it was supposed to. I think the reveals at the end were bigger than anything that happened in the movie.
Good point.
That's honestly because at the end we get the Skrulls, and I think we got the introduction of Nick Fury on Sword, which is the Space Avengers base. Which I think we're gonna see more space adventures now, more big adventures, especially with what movies we have coming up this year. Still, Black Panther, Doctor Strange 2. So we'll see that. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen in Doctor Strange 2. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen in Black Panther 2. Especially because he's, fucking top, his story is going to be hugely related to this, and it's been under wraps. And everyone from the first movie is back on board, right? Director and all.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think it's going to be dope.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see all that. It's a large bag. Not with anything extra on it. Like I wanted to like this thing more. I really did, but I still enjoyed it. Like I really did, but. How long was this movie? Was it the length? Maybe
it was almost 3 hours.
It's 2 hours
Including
9 minutes is basically what it is. Maybe were there some unnecessary scenes? Maybe was there something I don't know. Maybe they tried to fit in too much. Something. It worked. Like I enjoyed the movie. I just didn't have as much fun as I did the first one. Maybe that's what it is. Is that my expectations were met from the first one, and for some reason I'm trying to. I don't know. I still enjoyed this movie. It's a large bag. Move on, please. Before I talk more
I'm going to give this one a large bag as well. Spider-Man Far From Home is definitely fun. Why is this fun? Because it reminds me of my favorite 80s director. This is a John Hughes movie, guys. Yeah. This is Spider-Man. This is John Hughes, guys.
16 Candle Spider-Man.
Exactly. This is Breakfast Club Spider-Man. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, this is exactly what it is. You got the jokes. You got the teen Dawson Creek drama. You got the John Hughes angst. This is fun. This is good. This is what needs to happen in Spider-Man right now. Tobey Maguire, thank you. Blah. Andrew Garfield, I had fun, but you are kind of a product of your time. So thank you for those. But this is the John Hughes movie, guys. This is great. This is like John Hughes making Spider-Man, and I enjoyed the living fuck out of it. And large bag for me, for sure. That's all I got to say on it. Ed, what's your popcorn rating for Spider-Man Far From Home?
Well, to go off of your reference, I think Spider-Man took a day off, and he would have been prettier in pink. Look, this movie gets a small bag for me, and here's why.
What?
So here's why. Okay. This movie legitimately insults the intelligence of comic book lovers who love Spider-Man.
Fuck you!
No. Here's why. Okay, so anybody that has ever read a Spider-Man comic knows who the fuck Mysterio is. They took way too fucking long to tell you that Mysterio was the bad guy. and they tried to tell you that Mysterio was going to be a good guy for way too long. And you knew who Mysterio was. You know what he was up to. The only things that were the saving grace for me for this movie is Tom Holland is absolutely fantastic. I mean, Tom Holland probably is the best on-film version of Spider-Man. Or excuse me, I mean, maybe not best, but most like the comics. Okay? Aunt May, I mean, Marissa Tomei, she's fantastic. This movie was so much more related to the MCU than it was Spider-Man.
That's a good point.
That it was fucking insulting to Spider-Man fans. Okay? Again, I've said this before in this episode. I'm not Kevin Smith knowledgeable about comics. I'm not. But I grew up absolutely reading these things and wanting to sling webs from fucking building to building.
Yeah.
And this movie, from a film perspective, was enjoyable. That's undeniable. I loved watching it. But from a comic book fan, they just pretend you don't fucking exist, man. Like, it's insulting to my comic book intelligence.
That's a good way of putting it. You know, that's what I remember. This first thing I said, I think, when I got out of the movie in my first review, I need to repeat it again too. Yeah, this felt more like a Marvel movie and not a Spider-Man movie.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. You know, and I'm gonna talk about him for the third time. Friend of the show and friend of mine who texted me during the show. I thought it was going to be the Oscorp building. He said it could be the Baxter building for Doctor Doom. We don't know that. So, if that second part is true, if what he said to me is true, that's more MCU related. And even still, it's more Marvel related than Spider-Man. So, I know what they're trying to do. I fully understand and respect that this is a Marvel world universe story. I get it. I respect that. But if you're going to make a Spider-Man movie, if you're going to make standalone comic book movies, don't tell me I don't fucking know what I'm talking about.
Maybe it's Kingpin's building.
Oh.
Yeah, and you know what? We're yet to see Kingpin in any of these fucking movies outside of the Sam Raimi version when the dude from The Shield played him. And he was in Into the Spider-Verse. No, yes. It was Michael. Yes, I'm sorry. I was thinking the guy. Yes.
That was in Daredevil. That wasn't.
That's right. That's right. I'm sorry. So many Sony versions of these movies, I've mixed them up.
Mixed that name up.
That's the movie. That's the movie when they went racist.
What?
Yeah, no, dude. YouTube it. There's a line in Daredevil when Kingpin says to Daredevil in the first Daredevil movie, "You know how to beat a blind man or whatever," and then Daredevil says, "Well, you know how to take a black man on his knees," and he kicks him in the shins.
Huh.
I do not recall that.
No, I definitely don't want to watch that movie.
Then again, 12 people saw the Ben Affleck Daredevil, and 6 people saw the Elektra. So
I was one of the 12. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. Make sure to check us out at movieguyspodcast.com, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. Just search for Movie Guys Podcast. We are the logo with the popcorn with the headphones on it. On YouTube here, of course, movieguyspodcast.com youtube.com/Movie Guys Podcast. And we have a protest episode up that got a lot of traction and some comments. So make sure to check that out to see what our opinions are about YouTube right now. But thank you so much for everybody for listening to this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. We will be back soon because I believe next week's episode is another Disney movie with Lion King.
Everywhere the light touches,
that's
our king.
But at the end of the month, we're going to be reviewing a movie that I can't wait to see. Quentin Tarantino's next film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So we will be coming back to you guys with that one.
Hopefully we're not the Hateful 3 on that film.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We'll be back next week for another awesome episode. Have a good night.